whatever feels most comfortable. So let's begin today then. Let's settle into our posture, whatever it is that we've chosen. And you might like to soften the gaze or close the eyes, whichever feels comfortable. Take some time to come into the relative stillness and quiet of this moment. And however prepared or unprepared we feel for the day ahead, simply knowing that you have all that you need for this practice, for this moment. Let's begin by feeling the weight of the body and noticing where the weight is felt most predominantly. If you're sitting, this may be through the hips and the buttocks. Or if you're lying, this may be more evenly distributed through the body. Just having this sense of the weight of the body. So we're simply moving from the thoughts, from the mind's activity, to gather the awareness in the body itself. And perhaps having this feeling of being held. Direct our attention down to the feet. Just notice their position. And notice any sensations. And seeing if we can greet the feet with a sense of befriending. As we do this gentle body scan up the body, you might like to have quite a detailed focus, or you might like to have a more broad brush stroke approach. moving up the lower legs, calves, the knee joints. Being curious about whatever you're meeting, whatever into the larger muscles of the thighs. And we're trying in a way to work from the inside out, having a sense of the real visceral body. Moving into the buttocks, the hips, the pelvis, and all that this contains. And if you're sitting, you'll get a strong sense of stability through the hips. Moving the awareness to the base of the spine and just gently caressing, moving up the spine, each vertebrae. Just having this compassionate, tender curiosity. The lower back, the middle of the back, into the upper back. And we're trying to have some sense of befriending our experience, whatever we're meeting. Seeing if we can meet both the beauty and the pain with the same openness. And moving into the occipital area where the top of the spine meets the base of the skull. And we can have this sense of grace, this sense of elevation through the spine. And with the head poised. And the position of the head is really quite individual. You may like to have the chin just slightly tucked in, or you may prefer to have the head more elevated. But just having this relationship with the sky above us. A clear blue sky above the weather, above the clouds. So we have both this grounding through the earth and then the clarity of the sky above us. And we always do our best to support ourselves during practice. So if at any point you need to move a little to adjust your position, just making sure that you're comfortable, that you're supported in this practice. Bringing the awareness to the face itself, to the forehead, to the eyes, to the jaw. And just having a sense of softening. If we meet any tension, we can have this intention to soften, to release. Allowing the awareness to flow down through the shoulders, through the arms, into the hands. Maybe noticing if your hands have skin on skin contact, or noticing any sensations of air on the skin. Being aware of the torso, the heart space, the belly. Seeing if you can let go of the need to be in charge. Seeing if you can trust the practice. This is just a short poem by Marie Howe called This Moment. Oh, the coming out of nowhere moment, when nothing happens. No, what have I to do today list. Maybe half a moment, the rush of traffic stops. The whir of I should be, I should be, I should be, slows to silence. The white cotton curtain hanging still. And simply seeing if in this moment we can replace the I should be with I am enough. In this moment, I am enough. Just slowly, just in your own time, bringing this practice, this first practice, to a close. You might like to have a little stretch, bring a little movement into the fingers. Okay, so if we're ready to come back to a position, to a posture that feels right for us for this second practice, we're going to do a practice on the breath. And so once more, closing the eyes or softening the gaze. And bringing our awareness to the breathing body. And let's notice the place in which we can feel the first sensation of the breath. Where's this? Where are we noticing the first sensation? Maybe this is the tip of the nose, the air in the throat. Or maybe it's a movement in the body. Just having a curiosity as to where you notice this very first sensation of the breath, of the inhale. Having this sense of just keeping the breath company. And just having this idea of where do I feel the last sensation of the breath as I exhale. So where does this show up in the body? Just bringing a sort of curiosity. And then noticing the pause, this restful pause between the end of the exhale and the beginning of the new breath. And the breath offers us this lovely anchor, just noticing the cycle of the breath. Breath can also deliver compassion, kindness, tenderness to the body. We can have this sense of being warmed by the compassion of the breath. Perhaps breathing in a kindly awareness, and breathing out with a sense of ease. And if we're getting caught up in thought, which is really quite natural, we just lead the mind, lead the attention, the awareness back to the breath, without judgment, without criticism. Breathing in with a compassionate awareness, breathing out with a sense of ease. Just feeling this breathing body as a place of refuge. The breathing body is a home. We can also use the breath as a way of breathing compassion to the rest of the world, to other people, to other beings. Breathing in for ourselves and out for others. So instead of it being our breath, having this idea of it being a shared breath. breathing in for ourselves and out for others. So we feel this connection through the breath. And always seeing if we can simply accept, befriend whatever we're meeting here in this practice. Whether there's a lot of activity in the mind, this is just the practice. Whether there's pain or difficulty in the body, this too is the practice. Breathing in for ourselves and out for others. With this notion of the shared breath, the one world breathing, you can also maybe offer some loving kindness. And we start this always with ourselves. Just repeating silently to ourselves these well wishes, these kind intentions. May we find courage. May we be safe. May our suffering ease. You might like to use these words to direct loving kindness to yourself, or you might like to use words of your own choosing. Just resting with this breath of loving kindness. And then we can extend these phrases, these offerings to other people. You may like to bring someone in particular to mind, or other communities, or the world. Just repeating silently to yourself, may you find courage. Extending this outwards, may you find courage. May your suffering ease. May you be safe. May we all find peace. It's a simple offering from our heart to others, and a simple offering of well wishes. Being in touch with the breath, delivering this compassion to ourselves, to others, through the breath. As we start to bring this practice to a close, just seeing if we can take a little of what we may have experienced here into the rest of the day. When you're ready and in your own time, just bringing this practice to a close.